Hello everyone, Ryan here, and today we've got another episode of the Not Really Qualified to Talk About Music podcast, and we have a special guest today with us. He is from New Zealand. He is in fact a kiwi, and it is Rick the Lie. How are you doing, Rick?
Hello, I am Rick the Lie. I'm doing well.
You are?
And he is a kiwi. Good. He is a living kiwi.
It's a living kiwi. It's a kiwi.
I am.
That's how it works, man.
A living talk.
How's Kimbra?
Yeah, not all of us are living, but I'm the one.
He's just
Good.
about alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Bailey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, it's been a tough time, but I think I was one of the survivors.
Of the
Oh, really?
The great kiwi purge of.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was just. There's just so much going on.
So many
man.
animals eating fruit.
It's unreal, man.
Yeah.
It's all rotten and shit.
Fruit overdose.
I like to imagine.
Okay.
I like to imagine that you were.
Too much vitamin C.
I like to imagine
it's like the opposite
that you
of
were
scurvy.
you were like born on the tree. Like no, like you were a kiwi on a tree. Like it fell down and cracked open, and it was just you. Like you were just burst. You've got all this like kiwi juice flowing around you, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. There's only so much you can be exposed to before it becomes a liability. You know, just the health and safety regulations just all over the place. You know, just
Unreal, man.
can't really deal with it.
Unreal.
We've started this in a weird
But-
place.
Yeah, I didn't even introduce what Rick is, or apart from the fact that he's
sorry.
a kiwi, but yeah.
He's a kiwi.
So-
That's all you need.
That's all we got. So Rick, in fact, does do videos like myself. He is a YouTuber, reviewer, music reviewer. We did collab one time. It was very cute, very wholesome. Yeah,
We reviewed Utopia by Bjork.
we did. It was a
Oh,
good day.
That
Good
sounds
day.
sexy, dude. I
Yeah,
haven't seen that
some
video,
sexy
but that
shit.
sounds hot.
It's like half an hour long.
Oh,
Yeah.
even better.
Oof.
That's like
unreal,
perfect
man.
time for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Get naked, dude. Anyway,
It doesn't take me half
so-
an hour to get naked. In fact, at the thought of that video, it takes me 5 seconds.
You might be busy.
You just look down and we're already
shit.
there.
All Rick said, all Rick did was introduce the album, and I was like,
Bloody hell. Anyway, Josh, how are you? I didn't ask how you were. How
I'm
are you
obviously in some sort of fucking funny mood. Like it's
Good.
it's not even that late, right? It's not even that late, but I do feel like I'm losing my mind a bit. I've got a headache. I don't know where my head is right now.
doing? Oh. That's yeah, I don't know what to say to that actually. Maybe get some water or something, or
Dude,
I don't know.
take a paracetamol.
Yeah, take a paracetamol, man.
I'm
So,
very pro paracetamol,
okay.
but well, I don't have any.
But the kiwi juice would do the trick.
I would love some kiwi juice right now. Although I feel like if you drank kiwi juice, that would technically be cannibalism.
Yeah, I've been charged for it.
Oh. Great.
You got a DUI.
You get DUIs for drinking too much kiwi juice.
Rick's a fucking Asbo here, like
An Asbo.
Asbo. My
Oh
God.
my god. Oh fuck.
I was gonna say something, but I've just completely lost track of everything now.
Maybe
This
we
is
should talk
unbelievable.
about music.
I think that would be a good way
Oh my
to carry
God.
things on. Yeah.
Can we talk about our favourite jazz artists? Because I've got one, French kiwi juice.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God. Wow.
Fucking hell.
Oh man. Rick, say what was I was going to ask Rick a question. Jesus Christ. This is terrible.
Was
I
the
can't believe you
fall-
guys did
was
this
the
to me.
fall from the tree brain damaging?
I'd say it was slightly terrifying, but we all recover. I won't tell you what I drank to recover, but
But I have a DUI now. So.
yeah, I have a DUI now.
Oh wow, that is unbelievable. So yeah, today we are going to eventually attempt to talk about lesser known artists in music. Actually, before we get into that, I want to ask you a question because I found this post on Twitter, and it was which
Sure.
artists have like the biggest gap between their best and worst music. And the first example someone used was Weezer. So I wanted to ask that.
Oh my gosh,
So which artists you got,
that's
guys?
not even wrong.
Yeah, it's really probably can't top Weezer actually, but
That's hard. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
very hard.
I think Arcade Fire is a
Well,
good
so
show.
Ratitude's the best. What do you say is the worst?
Excuse me. The best is fucking Make Believe, mate.
What is going on? What do you mean?
Death to false metal.
No.
So the gap is between Pinkerton and the
No,
Africa
it's
cover,
the
right?
Black Album. Yeah, it's the Black Album.
Black Album. Is that
But it's the Black Album that's coming out.
How many colors did they base the albums off?
I don't know, dude.
They did.
They need to start doing like third-rate colors. They're gonna come out. We're gonna come out.
Yeah,
with
they've got to start
They're gonna come out
going
with, like
salmon
they're
pink,
gonna, like the Ebony album.
teal.
Teal album.
Oh my god.
The fucking. I don't know. I
my
can't think of
God.
any weirder colors.
Blood Orange.
The Blood Orange album. That get people confused.
Bro, they're gonna get sued by Dev Hynes, bro. Okay.
I think they will, but it's fine. It's Chris Cuomo.
What about David Bowie?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I mean,
that's not. That's
it's
a good
quite-
shout.
he's never made a
I mean,
Teal album, has he? So
No, it's
He's not remembered for his like
Nin-
sort of
90s
90s
stuff, yeah.
output, which was
Yeah.
pretty average aside from Outside. But
I-
yeah, it was pretty shaky.
I've got to
I'd
be
say.
honest. I skipped all that '90s stuff because I
I mean,
just
you're not,
assumed
you're,
it would be.
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
not missing out. It
I just assumed it was past his point. You know.
Yeah.
it definitely was. I mean, at least he didn't like overrun it because he actually didn't make that many. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
fine. It's like his '80s output
mean-
wasn't massive either, and so
No. Yeah. To be fair. I mean, he did come back in the 2010s and make some good stuff. The next day's good, but
I mean,
yeah.
Black Star without a doubt is up there for me. It's
Oh
it's
god, yeah.
one of his.
Yeah, I didn't mention that one. I felt like it kind of goes without saying. You know, like Black Star's just that album, but
Yeah,
I think the next day is actually pretty decent.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I mean, the next day is fine, but
Yeah. Oh, the next day is quite good.
Yeah.
But before that, it was kind of shaky.
Yeah.
like,
I feel
reality.
like
Yeah.
I feel like
Although Heathen was really nice. It was like sort of like pre-Black Star, before Black Star was
isn't Heathen's got like the worst album cover of all time.
Doesn't he have a
I thought that was
few of
reality.
those?
Reality is like the one that looks like it came from like
Yeah,
I don't know a teenage
yeah,
fantasy novel.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's
one's
the one I'm
bad.
thinking of. It's like a cartoony
Yeah.
version of him.
And Diamond
Yeah.
Dogs, is it?
Disgusting.
Whatever.
It's absolutely disgraceful. Oh yeah, Heathen.
Is it called Diamond Dogs? Whatever that one.
Diamond Dogs.
Is it called?
Is that the one? Oh, I think
Diamond
Yeah,
Dogs
it's
is it's okay. It's okay.
It's
I
ugly.
feel like people
It's ugly.
people push that up a bit too much. You know what? I don't see the hate on pinups. Like I
Pinups.
see on I'll rate your music. That's got a super low score.
What's this? What?
You know, Pinups, the Bowie album, Pinups.
Oh, okay.
It's like the one before Diamond Dogs.
Okay. Okay.
But it also follows Aladdin Sane, and if I'm honest, anything after Aladdin Sane would have been that. Anything mediocre. I truly
Yeah.
cannot stand Aladdin Sane.
Yeah, it was a
Really?
bit of a gimmick, that one, wasn't it? I think he was playing to his glam rock thing,
Yeah,
wasn't he? A
but
bit
it-
too much.
That was like
It was like
yeah.
Rise and
Yeah.
Fall of Ziggy Stardust was like peak fucking glam rock for me. Like that was as good as it got. Aladdin Sane just became, as you said, Ryan, gimmicky.
Yeah.
Absolutely painful.
But yeah. But yeah, Arcade Fire is a good one as well.
Arcade
guess, in terms
Fire
of-
have never.
Oh mate,
Never.
I'd say Arcade Fire is a pretty good shout.
Yeah, I think.
But they've just never made their best album.
Are you not a fan? I'm trying to remember. if
I am
you've
a
mentioned this before.
renowned Arcade Fire hater. Dude, I am known. I am
Hot
known
take.
for that. No, I don't know.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. I mean, you're wrong, but it's fair.
I mean, it's just that they've never made anything worth listening to, so...
Yeah, but you got it. Like, have you heard all their albums?
Yeah, absolutely, I've heard their discography.
I'm so
not,
like...
out here...
Have you heard their debut EP?
Their debut EP, that is apparently the best thing ever. It's like it's one of those where like hardcore Arcade Fire fans are gonna be like, oh, but it's like the best thing they ever did.
Really? I've never heard anyone say that.
I've heard.
But I mean, like,
it's actually not that good.
Even if you're not a fan, like, surely you can recognize the gap between Funeral and fucking Everything Now. There's a big gap.
If I can recognize a gap. I could recognize Everything Now as one of the worst things I've ever listened to. One of the worst things I've ever experienced, and I've had PTSD.
Oh shit! Rick had that too from the Kiwi thing.
From that album.
Wow. I mean, I've had some tough experiences with it too, so I totally understand what you're going through right now.
So every time I see the image of that record, I just hear everything now. I need it, everything now. I want it, everything now.
I hear, I got the money, I got the time, I got a secret that'll make you mine. And then it just starts spiraling out of control, like the Fibonacci spiral. It's like it just becomes a bit of a vicious loop.
What truly angers me is that somebody sat down and wrote those lyrics. On paper, like they wasted paper writing those fucking words down.
You might have wrote it on the phone, to be fair.
Well, Steve Jobs did not die for this.
Any other bands in this category?
He didn't die for anything. He died. I don't know. Why did Steve Jobs die? So Charlie XCX could be famous. Let's face it.
That's a real shame.
Whoa.
Okay. It's just turned heated.
Oh my god. I love that. No, I don't hate Charlie XX. Don't worry. We're not gonna do this right now. We'll do it later.
We want to talk about underrated artists, maybe lesser known artists, but people we think that should be getting more credit.
Like Steve Jobs, yeah.
Yep.
Steve, Jobs, and also the male prostitute from around the corner in my street, whose name is Steve Handjobs.
Steve Handjobs.
Shout out to Steve Handjobs.
Is his middle name Hand?
Yes. It's like double. It's
Steve
double,
H.
no, it's
Jobs.
double barrel, so it's Steve Hand. It's Jobs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he just happens.
Is that Dutch?
I don't know. I've never asked him. He seems like a dodgy dude.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Fair play.
I wouldn't go anywhere near him because I'm not like.
Josh, you're curious. Come on. You'd be up there if you.
Yeah, you'd hang out with a Dutch person.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Where's your inclusiveness? Come on, dude.
Where's my inclusive? Yeah.
Anyway, should we actually talk about something, or are we good for this?
Did I derail us with the Steve Handjobs?
It's okay. Lesser known artists. Come on, guys, name some.
Oh, the Beatles.
Yeah, so
I knew you were gonna say the Beatles.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel like. Oh no! I even can't bring myself to joke about that anymore. The Bowie versus Beatles, which discography is more iconic?
We cannot do this. We cannot do this. This is.
For those listening, in a Discord server, our Discord server almost broke apart and burst into flames when the question of which discography is more iconic, David Bowie or the Beatles. And it was pretty much all the Beatles versus maybe like two people, me and Liam, who thought it was David Bowie.
And David thought it too, actually. David Rowe.
I
No,
Oh, yeah,
no,
that's
no,
right.
it wasn't David. No, it was
Or
no. Who?
no, David.
Yeah.
If anything, David was the one that was like
sorry.
the most pro Beatles.
Yeah, David was completely pro Beatles. Who? There was someone else on your side, I'm sure. I can't remember.
But
yeah, it was unreal. It was unreal.
Okay. Here's the thing, right?
Oh, no, don't carry it on, please, Josh.
I just want to understand how you can truly think that David Bowie, who has maybe like two or three universally well-known albums, and maybe their covers are known, like they're out the album cover, maybe they're noticeable, compared to the Beatles, who's literally like every one of their records, every one of their albums, someone has at least seen once in their lifetime, and their discography is so short, it's precise, it did what it did. You know?
No.
Okay.
That was essentially how the argument just went down. It was just
pretty much,
constant.
yeah.
It was someone made a point, and then someone would be like, "No, you're wrong," and then someone would make another point, and be like, "No, you're wrong." And it was just this for a fucking hour. I was just sat there like, "What am I doing? How do I get out of this?"
Liam missed his bus because of it.
Liam was sat on the toilet, man.
There's a metaphor in there somewhere.
Probably. Oh man.
I did not know that he missed his bus. That's hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry, Liam.
Man.
Okay, let's
Unbelievable.
get around to talking about some underrated artists.
Listen, known
I
artists.
want to go.
go on,
I want
go
to
on.
go with my true, my heart, my queen, the who I will forever be loyal to, and I know it's not Charlie XCX, even though I would literally host my own funeral for her.
Nice.
My pick is Miguel Francois Hardy, who
I thought you were going to say Miguel.
I was going to say Miguel. It's like
fucking
Miguel.
Can you imagine?
Oh, like... Chris Brown's so underrated, man. Come on.
Chris Brown, bro.
So underrated.
Yo.
He made like a 3-hour album.
Yo,
and it
Chris
just went
Brown's
nowhere.
beats.
Better than
Those
the Beatles.
beats? They knock.
Bro, those beats are illegal, literally.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. You've talked about Francois Hardy a lot.
I talked about Francois
Yeah.
Hardy in our podcast where we talked about women artists, like
Yes, we did,
the best
yeah.
of the best, and to this day, I don't understand why Francois Hardy isn't rated, like, and she's known, right? She's known, but like she isn't held as one of these great songwriters or great artists, and it's frustrating because she was like the female Serge Gainsbourg, where she yeah, obviously they're both, there's the French, the French connection, haha. But all the women around Serge Gainsbourg he wrote for, like, no, there were not many, like, big French women songwriters, but she wrote her shit. She got a hand in production, got a hand in the instrumentals, blah blah blah. She was truly talented to the bone, and her discography is full of great shit. It's full of it, like, throughout her career. There's the Vogue years, there's the early years, which are like the cutesy hippie girl years, and then there's like the 70s where it starts to get like kinky and sexual, and then there's just so much shit going on in her discography. I would challenge anyone to go through her work and find something that isn't, that you don't sit, that you sit there and go, oh, this ain't it. Like, there's nothing here for me. Even if you, right, okay, I mean, here's the biggest barrier I find with most people when I say this, is that they don't like, hearing another language. They don't like not hearing the lyrics, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's what made her so special, is that she made music, and even if you couldn't understand the lyrics... oh, God. Sorry, I'm vomiting. Just at the thought of her discography and how good it is. She made music that even if you didn't know the lyrics, you could enjoy through melody, through like the sound of the words, the way they rolled off the tongue, the way they connected with what was backing it. And dude, she's just great. She's just great, and people don't talk about her. It gets me really sad.
Oh, Josh, I'm sorry, man. If it's any consolation, since the podcast you talked about her, I haven't listened to her, so that makes you feel better.
Okay.
No, I do plan on listening to her, though.
Sick.
Man, that was a hard back pedal.
Yeah.
That was...
But
the chain's coming off.
That was some low blow there, wasn't it? I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. But I want to make the case. I want to make the case for everybody out here, all 7 people listening to this podcast right now, who are probably our friends.
Do a Steve Crowder change my mind thing.
Yeah.
Just like sit out front and be like, Francois Hardy, it's the greatest artist of all time. Change my mind.
I'm fucking sitting here, and I'm saying Francois Hardy is one top 10 songwriters of all time.
Oof.
Breaching 5. She's breaching top 5. This is what I'm doing here, man. I'm sitting here, like, change my mind, dude. I've got a fucking sign. I'm sitting here on my desk, outside wherever it is. I've got change my mind, arms crossed. I'm sitting there with a fucking smirk on my face because I'm listening to Francois Hardy and knowing that I'm right.
And knowing that life is good.
Yeah. Because
that's good. Yeah.
But
Preach.
But yeah, I'm preaching. More people need to listen to Francois Hardy. End.
Yeah.
End of argument. There wasn't even an argument. I just fucking made it into one.
Well, yeah, listen to Miguel too. He's pretty cool.
Listen to Miguel, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Who shall I say for underrated artists? It's difficult because ever since Buffalo Staple schooled me on the meaning of underrated, I find it hard now.
I thought you were gonna say Buffalo Staple.
Ever since Buffalo Staple,
like Buffalo Staple,
music is good.
The most underrated artist of all time. Because Vale Smith just came out of nowhere, fucking smacked B Staple in the face. B Staple's dead. He's gone.
Yeah.
B Staple is gone now. To be fair, that's it.
R.I.P. Gridlock, most underrated album of all time.
I've got a good one here actually. Anyone heard of Glasser?
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick, my boy Rick, coming through. No, yeah, Glasser's. I mean, it got a bit of attention, but Glasser's Ring, I think, is a great album. I listened to it the other day as well, and it's really held up. Came in 2010. It's a really good one. Don't see many talk about that, but it's probably the fact that she isn't like active anymore. I don't know where she went, but she
dropped an EP this year.
Oh no way!
That was like her first thing. Yeah,
Oh,
it was like her first thing in like quite a few years.
Yeah, shit. Well, there we go. I'll have to get onto it. Thank you, man. Is it good? Any good?
I'd say it's good.
Okay.
It's like so much more different than Ring. It's like more like a sound collage sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
Sort of like an interview. She like records an interview of her friends talking, and then she builds the rest of the sound, the music sort of around it.
Ah.
And it's just one long track.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like the concept.
Nice.
But yeah, Glass is quite creative.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that she hasn't got like the most extensive discography. But
Yeah.
I'd say
I like
she's good.
artists like that though, because they remain even more of a mystery.
Yeah.
I love
is
those
true.
mysterious artists that you know stay behind. Kind of like I know Julie Holter has a discography, like she's got a few albums under her belt, but to me she still remains so far behind her music. Like her music is a veil, and I still don't understand her. She's so artistic,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Absolutely.
you can't like grasp her, and I think that's what makes her so interesting, and it just keeps me coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool when artists do stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. Who else we got? I'm stuck.
What's going on, Rick?
Rick, you got any while I'm
Yeah,
while I'm waiting?
Yeah.
Rick,
Hmm.
you got any?
So,
Rick's like
Help me, Rick.
Rick's getting PTSD from the time he fell from a tree and cracked open.
yeah, man. I'm gonna say my pick for underrated artist. Relating to Josh's pick, where he chose an artist who sings in a different language from English, but you can still feel the melodies, you can still feel kind of everything that's going on there. I was gonna pick Ichiko Aoba,
Dude,
who's
yeah,
a
keep talking.
Japanese singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
All her music just consists of her and an acoustic guitar, and she's released quite a lot of albums since 2010, and all of them are beautiful. Like, she just got the songwriting down. Just the songwriting game is just there, and then it's just so soothing. It's so relaxing, and even though it's like a very consistent style, like you know what you're gonna get when you listen to a Ichiko Aoba album, she manages to make each one just sort of have its own different atmosphere. For example, and they're all just her and an acoustic guitar. I think that's the most impressive part. Like, you can pull so many moods just out of that. And also the way you write melodies. Like, the melodies can also affect how the music actually feels. So her first album in 2010 is like this really comforting, loving one. And then her one in 2013 is called Zero. It's like so much more, I guess, experimental, like just songwriting wise. It just feels so much more out there and a little bit futuristic too. And then her 2016 one was just kind of despaired and a bit dark. And all of that's just with her voice and a guitar, which is like the most impressive thing to me. It just proves that you don't have to like, it doesn't have to be the densest composition for you to be able to pull so many atmospheres out of.
Yeah.
I think
No.
that's
Just
I think that's why I like non-English singing, speaking artists, because you end up paying attention to the actual mood and emotion that the music's giving out. It's like the lyrics are abolished, but just by the tone of the music, the songs, you're like getting something, and so it's a whole different way of listening to music. But I think the best songwriters can grab you without lyrics. Truly the best songwriters.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
The non-English speaking ones anyway.
Yeah, I mean, music always comes first for me either way. Like, it's always like lyrics are important, but like the music kind of grabs you first, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, but if you got trash lyrics, I'm gonna have a I'm gonna square up, bro. I'm gonna square up.
Yeah, for sure.
Miguel,
for sure,
I'm looking at
Yeah,
Miguel,
bro.
looking at you, boy.
Miguel.
Coming for you.
No.
Damn, we turned on Miguel. I thought
We just did a straight.
Relationship
You're praising
over
him.
with
You're
Miguel.
like-
I just did a straight fucking Yui on Miguel right there. Fuck Miguel.
But yeah, Rick, funny you mentioned it, because you mentioned it earlier today, and then I went on to listen to it just before this podcast.
Yeah, and you listened to Zero, didn't you?
I did. What a great album, man. What a great album. So yeah,
Oh yeah, it's
so good. Yeah, so it's so sparse, isn't it? Like, but like
how do-
everything just hits.
How do I spell her
crazy.
name? I'm super interested now. How do I spell her name?
ICHIKO, and then AODA.
Dope.
You got it?
You listeners better have been writing that down.
She's cute. She's holding a big leaf in her.
She's cute. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw her.
And also,
She's pretty
she
cute.
did a live performance on a rock, which you can find on
on a
YouTube.
rock.
On a rock.
Yeah, like it was just this big rock in a field, and then the audience was just like sitting on the field, and you can just see on the rock is just playing the guitar, which is a power move if I've ever seen
Yeah.
one.
It's like,
Wow.
check me out. I'm on a rock.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Okay, my second one. My second most, and this is another artist I've been talking about for ages. Stereolab.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Stereolab do not get the praise they deserve for the shit
preach.
shit they were doing in the 90s.
For the shit they made.
For the stuff they were doing in the 90s, man. Like the fucking in it, Rick. It's like ugh.
Yeah.
Like okay,
Fantastic.
that I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Switched Up Volume 1, which is their first compilation of like their earliest work. It's like a mix between the Velvet Underground, Francois Hardy. That's it. And
Miguel.
And Miguel. I was gonna say new, but like yeah, no, Miguel.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's this combination of all these fucking fantastic musicians. But okay, again, I'm following a theme because there's French speaking lyrics. But if in my opinion, if any band pulled off making words sound so appealing, it was Stereolab. Like the way the French language is pulled off in Stereolab's music is utterly beautiful. It's like you know the words. It's like you know them off by heart. You know, they just come to you so naturally. It's stunning.
You can feel them.
You can feel them. They like flow through your bones. And fuck, dude. I mean, Stereolab, they've got such a fantastic discography, and not only have you got their discography, but you've also got their compilations, which is compilations. I'm sorry, I'm gonna burp. Oh fuck. You've got their compilations,
Nice.
which is just collected of like B-sides and alternate takes of their songs from their albums, but that's like the best stuff. So it makes me think, like, if their best stuff was not even on their albums, like what was going on? What was going on? Why isn't this band held so high, like as highly as I would hold them on a day-to-day basis?
I reckon they're pretty acclaimed, but
Yeah.
I'd
they're
say
like-
they're when it comes to like they're sort of a bit under the skin.
Yeah.
I
I'd agree with
I just find that Stereolab aren't in enough conversations when it comes to like, when people are like best 90s albums, or something, or like most influential. Because I actually think that when you listen to Stereolab, it's almost as if they influenced a million of today's artists. But what I think happened is there was like an in-between where Stereolab influenced someone else that got bigger than them. And they take the credit for the sound. I mean, I don't think they... I'm not even thinking of anyone in particular here. I couldn't think of anyone, but it does feel like to me that Stereolab influenced more people than they get credit for. Shout out to my boys and girls at Stereolab. Oh, and if anyone knows the krautrock band Cavern of Antimatter, I think a couple of Stereolab people are in that band. So if you like Cavern of Antimatter, which you should, because they're a pretty good krautrock band, if I do say so myself. Get to Stereolab. What y'all doing?
Yeah,
what y'all doing? Agree. Miguel right now is sitting at home making shit beats when he could be listening to Stereolab.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Facts. Only facts.
B Staple could be listening to Stereolab right now. No, I'm sorry, B. Okay, I'll go with, and I'm going to pick this person because I accidentally underrated her as well, and then realised she's actually friggin' great. But Amber Kaufman, I think her
I remember,
album from last year.
Oh yeah,
you like
City of No Reply.
You like that a lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It didn't make my list, but it's on my list now. Like I've rendered the list, so she is sitting nicely amongst all the other albums from last year. Yeah, she's really good. I mean, I guess she had the Dirty Projectors sort of like fame, I guess, prior to her own stuff. But I guess it's one of those things like when an indie band has someone break away to do solo stuff, like they're even smaller than the indie band that they were in, and it's like not enough people just gravitate towards it. But yeah, I think City of No Reply is just a great like art pop album that I think has just no really filler tracks or anything. It's just such a good release. So yeah, I'd go Amber Kaufman.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Amber Kaufman.
Amber Kaufman.
I'm dead.
I'm dead too. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's good.
I can't believe it, dude. You know, in that album cover, like her last album, she looks like Father John Misty's wife. Have you ever seen her?
No.
Google Father John Misty's wife. She
now that you've said
she
that,
looks like her. She's got like the same chin.
She certainly looks like someone that would marry Father John Misty. So I'd say you've got a good shot.
They met on Tinder. Did you know that? Father John Misty and
For
his
real?
wife met on Tinder.
I thought like he didn't take social media.
Father John Misty.
Innit? He's like this guy who looks like he would live in a forest and chop trees, but he met his wife on Tinder.
That's hilarious. I thought he didn't take it seriously, social media. I thought he just like saw it as all a joke and shit.
Nah, like he is so misconstrued. I think he is. I think the character he portrays on to the world is genuinely not him at all.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
It's uncanny, I'd say.
Uncanny. Some would say it's quite uncanny.
Yeah. Shout out to Kelly Lee Owens.
Kelly Lee fucking Owen. Okay.
Shout out to her, man.
I just passed this album. I just passed her date. I passed her album completely. And then like you and Josh were like raving about it like a few months ago.
That's right.
I listened to it and I was like
raving to it.
I was like mind blown. I was like fuck everything else I have going on right now. Let's just like sit back and chill to this Kelly Lee Owens album.
Yeah, man.
Oh, if there was ever an album I wanted to smoke a lot of weed to, it's that album.
It's that album, man. Fuck Mac DeMarco.
Album. Mac DeMarco's under.
Bjork makes me believe you can do anything. From Kelly Lee Owens, I think.
Oh,
that just says it all, really.
It does, doesn't it?
It truly does. Ricky, give us another underrated artist.
Come on, man.
All right. I'm gonna say.
Give it to me.
I'm gonna say.
Come on, man.
Mum. Which. Yeah. So Mum is an Icelandic sort of glitch indie-tronic or electronic group.
Good. I thought you were just shouting
You
at
might
your
have
mum.
seen them in your YouTube suggestions
Right.
Every now and then.
Okay.
Well, they hack
But
it.
they're
Are
known
they
for.
hacking YouTubers?
Yeah, that's why it went down the other day.
Oh right, yeah, because Mum.
It was a tough time,
Yeah, man.
but they make amazing music. It's just so warm. It's a bit uplifting, but it's also so cold and sort of like a little bit frigid, sort of. Yeah, I'm not sure how to describe it because they've got so many different. Their albums have different moods. Like Summer Make Good is like so despondent, whereas Finally We Are No One is kind of uplifting and dreamy. That's another word for them, dreamy actually. They're very dreamy. They're not like a sort of so robotic like Ortega, which isn't a knock against Ortega. That's just their style. But Mum is just so much more. They're sort of like intertwined with like human feeling and all of that. And I love them. I discovered them through the YouTube suggestions box, and then from then on, I just started checking out all the other work,
Excellent.
and I was very impressed.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever discovered anyone through a YouTube suggestion box, apart from a YouTuber,
No, same.
but not
Yeah,
music
that's about
wise.
Oh, that's true.
Was it Dodie?
Let's not talk about Dodie.
Why not?
Just because.
Let's talk about Claro.
Okay, I mean,
Oh my
we
god!
can talk about Clara, but like, I just have like this tiniest crush on Dodie,
Ah,
and
all
I
right.
feel like I'm in such like a minority. I don't want to talk about it. I don't
No.
want to talk about it.
He's gonna marry her through Tinder.
People who hate on Dodie are fucking
Okay,
losers.
yeah, okay, fuck people who hate on Dodie. That is bullshit. You've got
Yeah.
no reason to hate on her. She is
Yeah.
fantastic. She is fantastic. She is just great all round. Great content. Great songwriter. Yo, her music is underrated. Let's talk about that. let's talk about that. Huh?
But
Shout
in
to-
regards to Mum, I have heard Finally We Are No One, and it's good. It's good.
It's good.
Rick is not wrong.
Oh fuck, Ryan, did you just like leave for a second and listen to some Mum?
Yeah, man. Listen to Mum.
Ryan,
Shout out to
Ryan
Mum.
the Enigma.
Your mum.
That's what I bet they're just commenting on YouTube videos, aren't they? Like your mum, and that's how they got popular. That's how Rick found them.
Oh my god.
Rick just cracked up at the idea of them saying your mum, and they clicked on a video.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh fuck, you know.
But yeah, Finally We Are No One's cool, man. It's a kind of album you think would be bolded on Rating Music, but it is not, in fact, bolded. So, shout out to Dodie.
Ah fuck. You're right. Truly shout out to Dodie.
Like, oh no, I wasn't gonna.
If I could just meet Dodie, just one time, my life would be made.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
I
kidding.
thought there was more to that actually, but
No.
Yeah, that's not a joke, by the way. That's like a
I'm
legit.
not kidding. Like
That's on the bucket list.
my life would actually there would just
I'm
be
gonna
no
have to
point.
check Dodie out, man.
There'd be no
I
point.
think I know what she looks like.
Yeah,
but
there'd be no point in living anymore because I'd like peaked. I peaked my life.
well,
You know, whilst we're talking about underrated artists, like Ryan, I mentioned this guy to you before.
yes.
Let's talk about Gershon's Immunological Orchestra because
Oh,
I just
yeah.
kind of think that, for one, there's a new project coming out 2nd of November on Bandcamp now. 3 tracks available.
Oh, you're a real stan, aren't you?
I'm I know the dude pretty well. Let's face it.
Right.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
wow.
I'm just gonna go out there and say that I'm a fan. Okay,
Right.
I know the dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he's underrated. I'm just gonna say that. I don't even have to. I don't need to say more. What more do I need to say?
Yeah. I agree. What was his name again?
It's Gershon's Amulological Orchestra.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Pretty underrated dude. Yeah.
Who's Gershon?
He's a bloke.
Who's a bloke?
He's a dude.
What about orchestra? Who's that?
That is a group of people, Ryan. I feel like you being a music reviewer, I feel like you should know this by now.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What on earth?
Any more underrated musicians, or should we move on to something different?
Is this Playboy Cardi?
What? Yes.
I'll certainly play
Yes.
with Ryan.
Yes. Okay. Let's throw him in the barrel. But the early 2000s psych rock band, The Heads.
The Heads.
The Heads.
Oh, okay.
They are underrated. They are like, Spacemen 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so think
Yeah.
of Spacemen 3, but like much heavier and like much more distorted. And every now and again you do get like those ambient textures, but it doesn't last for long because they're so loud. It's like
So it's like Spaceman 3 with the like more dimension.
Imagine
So- Spaceman 3D.
I didn't even catch on.
my
I didn't even catch on when you said dimension. I was like, yeah, that's what it means. Spaceman 3D.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Spaceman 3, but like they're a noise rock outfit. That's
I
the
might
Head.
just give him a go.
Give the Heads a go.
wonderful. Yeah.
Their best album.
My God.
Give the Heads a go. The best.
Does a Dutch prostitute know about that?
Give Head a go.
Their best
Oh,
album.
man.
Everybody knows we got nowhere. The Heads.
Oh, okay. Alright.
The Heads.
Yeah.
Saying some stuff here.
And yeah, do give Head a go. Give the Heads a go, but also give Head a go because I do
Give
feel
Head a
like
go.
it's
Give Head a go while giving the Heads a go.
yeah.
There we go.
Oh my God.
That's it.
That would be
We found it.
an experience.
Unbelievable.
But do give Head a go because it is very underrated. Girls,
Yes.
guys, get on to your boyfriends, girlfriends, and just give
yeah.
Head a go.
Is that gonna be the main takeaway, the moral of the story for this episode of the
I
podcast?
think so.
I think
So
I
far,
have no issues with
we've concluded that kiwi juice is very harmful.
well,
Miguel is underrated, and give Head a go.
Miguel is underrated, but we also don't like him.
Liam was on the toilet. That's something
Liam was
we
on
can
the
take from
toilet
this
at one point. Liam goes to the toilet, so we can take that away.
Yeah, I think
We
so.
can
I
take
think that's-
away that the Beatles have the more iconic discography.
Hmm.
And then we just recycle back into that fucking.
My God. Oh man, that's unbelievable.
Man, we're really, really hitting. If you look up, there'll be rock bottom.
Oh, that's funny, man.
I think this is
Ugh.
such a weird this is such a weird situation for me and Ryan because we never do podcasts this late.
Yeah,
And
that's
I do
true.
think that brains work way differently at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear the cogs clicking in your.
Ah, Yeah, they're like
Unbelievable,
scraping
man.
together, just trying to find any way of working. So
Made it entertaining
so
though.
I'm coming up with like Miguel as the most underrated art, one of the most underrated artists of all time.
Oh boy!
Shout out to Miguel.
Shout out to Michael Kiwanuka.
Oh, dude,
Good.
yeah.
Oh,
Good guy.
You know, I feel he got. I found that he got a bit of flack because he was critically acclaimed. Like the critics, you know, like not the critics you would care about, but like the critics, like fucking Q magazine and
Yeah.
you know, like the basic level critics like really liked him. And I feel like he got like a bit of flack for that, as he was, you know, more in the sort of safe zone, you know, like he was a safe artist for people. He was almost like set up to win one of those shitty awards that just don't matter, you know.
Yeah. That's true. I get that.
can't describe it, but it's like, yeah, but like. Dude, the dude's talented. I'm excited for a new project.
Yeah.
Is he alive? Who knows?
No, he's alive. He's doing good.
Ah, who knows if he's alive? We never know.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can just check his
have
social media.
Have you ever seen him, Brian?
Maybe.
Have you?
Maybe.
What's he like?
you might have walked past him in like a crowded town.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Do you imagine? Yeah.
Imagine, right? Okay, so I've seen people on like Reddit go, "Oh, I was just taking my dog for a walk," and then fucking Alex Turner turn around the corner. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're in like Texas, you know, some small town in Texas. Well, what the fuck is Alex Turner doing there? But yeah, he comes from England, and I've never seen him in England. Why is he not in England?
I think I saw him in Sheffield once.
You saw it? Yeah, well, I mean
that makes sense.
Yeah, because he's from there. But like, what are the chances? But yeah, getting back to the point, like you could have walked past like Britney Spears, and you would never know.
I think you would know, though.
That's mysterious.
You know?
I think you'd know if it was Britney. I mean, come on, man.
No, because like maybe she had a hood up or something.
Or maybe she shaved her hair at that point. Yeah.
Well, I feel like you would notice a woman with a shaved head if like she walked past you.
Yeah, it could have been Yes Jules. But...
it could have just been a fucking a live egg just walking about.
Humpty Dumpty.
Oh my god!
It could have just been. It could have just been Humpty Dumpty.
He's finally been repaired.
God's sake. Oh, dude.
Yeah, shout out to Humpty Dumpty, one of the most underrated artists of all time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yo, dude, in my fucking class of underrated artists 2018, I have Francois Hardy, I've got Stereolab, I've got the Heads, I've also got Humpty Dumpty and Miguel.
It's the right way.
I know what Humpty Dumpty's favourite album of last year was.
Go on.
Crack Up.
Oh no!
That's like the
truly did.
You know
make
what that laugh?
isn't it?
You know what that laugh is? That's like the owning the libs laugh. That's like that's like how I imagine Paul Joseph Watson laughs, like to himself.
Do you reckon he cackles? He doesn't laugh. He cackles.
Are you offended? I've got a gun. That kind of thing.
You make him sound like a Looney Tunes character.
It's an open carry area.
You do quite well actually, because that's how he sounds.
To be fair, yeah.
Have you ever tried reading song lyrics in like reading song lyrics in a Paul Joseph Watson voice?
No,
Like it's so
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. You gotta do like the vocal inflections.
Oh man.
I remember me and my friend, the insane sailor. We were reading out Foal's lyrics, like from the album Antidotes, and we'd realized that I can't remember which song it was, but it ended up sounding like some sort of children's storybook reading. Like, I'm trying to remember which song, but it was sort of like, hang on, it might have been Olympic Airways or something. It was like, blow up these plane parades, let's go to an aviary far from home. A one-hand clap is me and you, while the hell outside is kept away. It sounds like an audiobook for some sort of like Darren the Bear goes to the supermarket or something.
An audiobook read by Paul Joseph Watson.
Paul Joseph Watson.
Do you know what? I hope that in the future that we could like get Paul Joseph Watson's voice onto a computer system so that we could make him sound like he's saying whatever we want. So, for example, I would have Paul Joseph Watson read me the entire 50 Shades of Grey book series.
Oh my god.
Because imagine how sick that would be.
Imagine the nuts, man.
Dude. I want to hear Paul Joseph Watson say "hit me harder."
Well,
because I want to hit him harder. I want to hit him as hard as I can. Not to get political.
Because punching is political, right?
I want to punch him in the face. Sorry, I'm just getting a
no
bit
politics here.
Come on. Is Paul Joseph Watson really politics?
Is punching really politics?
I meant more of it as like me taking a political stance, but sure.
Oh man.
Ah yes.
Whew. Should we wrap things up?
Let's wrap things up by saying I'd never punch a kiwi, for one.
No.
No matter how harmful they are. I would never punch Miguel, even though I don't like him. But I wouldn't punch him.
Good.
Shout out to Miguel.
Yeah.
And I would never punch Humpty Dumpty because he would crack.
He's been through a lot.
Some stuff, dude.
He's surely got some PTSD, right?
Yeah, I heard his Crack Up album and it was not pleasant. It was depressing.
Excuse me. It was lovely, mate.
It was depressing. It was like A Crow Looked at Me, but it was like, an
egg looked at me.
A wall looked at me.
Wow.
That was the best you could come up with.
That was something right there.
A wall looked at me.
Oh my god!
Well, I couldn't think of anything. I was like, what could have looked at him that would give him PTSD? But I just imagine him walking in a street, he sees a wall and he's like...
You can't go anywhere then.
Literally, never.
He has to live in a field.
Oh, for God's sake. On that note, I think we definitely should end it there.
Aww.
That was unbelievable.
My brain hurts so much.
This has been fun, guys. Absolutely fun. This is so...
It's been fun.
Yeah, 11:45. It's been fun.
It's been fun. It's time to sleep now, guys.
No,
okay?
Actually, I've got to listen to the new 1975 song first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, that's priority.
The 8th of their 11-song album?
Can they just not do that? Like, any band that does that, then they stop.
What if we just, like, segmented into another hour of, like, a new podcast? Oh, my God. I need to sleep.
Yeah, we shall end it here. Thank you very much for listening, everyone who has been listening, obviously, and thank you, Rick, for coming on. It's been fun.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime you are welcome. And yeah, have a good day,
Give
everyone.
Head a go.
What?
Give
Give
Head a go.
Give Head a go.
Please
Yeah,
title
man.
this podcast "Give Head a Go,"
We'll see.
and
So
then put
I wanna...
call it "Give Head a Go," open brackets Humpty Dumpty, close brackets.
A wall looked at me. We have so many options.
A wall looked at me. It's gonna be the title.
Just be
Jesus
creative.
Christ.
Just be creative, Ryan. You've got a lot to work with.
Anyway, we shall
Really
end
do.
it here. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye. Give Head a go. Goodbye.